What's up, everybody? This is your boy James. So I know this is kind of new to you guys. This is a really exciting moment for us. I kind of held the cat in the bag, so I really did not say a whole lot. I've known about this for a little bit. Uh, we are going to be the cover of, or I'll say, Urban Grandstand Digital. So the magazine that I've been publishing for a little bit over a decade. Everybody knows about it. I know a lot of you guys are subscribed and you are checking out the different issues, the different features, the different artists, and everybody that we have in this book. I am elated at the opportunity to feature the amazing Suga-T of the world famous The Click on the cover of our next issue of the magazine. So it really is a pivotal moment for us. We've done so much over the past decade. And of course, I've been in the media world for 20 years. So to be able to have someone like this on the cover of our magazine, someone who I have looked up to, who I know the music, I know the times, another pivotal moment in my life. Really, they were a part of it, whether they knew it or not. So this is really exciting for me. So we are doing this feature. Of course, it's live. So I know you guys are wondering, well, when did they do this and whatnot? Because we're normally live on here, but we are filming. And then, at some point we are going to run this feature. We are doing the feature on Urban Grandstand Digital. So you guys will see that at the start of January 2024. It's a new year, it's a new time, and there's so much to uncover with Suga-T just in terms of the 50th anniversary of hip hop, ageism in this business, how, as we grow older and we mature, we're kind of pushed out, and we won't even say kind of, we're pushed out. And, a lot of us do not necessarily get the same opportunity that we have coming into the industry when we get started. So there's a lot that Suga-T and I are really going to unpack here. I just want to kind of shut up for a second and welcome the queen, welcome Suga-T into this video.
Hello, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Outstanding. And who was the little queen walking past you in the back?
Oh, that's one of my granddaughters. She's sick today. So
Well, just as I said before we got started, I really have to thank you because the Click really they were a huge part of that moment that I explained to you in my life. It just was so much going on, and music was kind of like the backdrop of it. So like with you guys, with you all, I won't say you guys, but with you all, and then, even artists down to Faith Evans, I did a full issue with her, really commemorating the 20th anniversary of her debut. But also just to talk about like the impact that she made in my life when I was going through some things and kind of going through depression mode, and like that album and what it did for me, and so many other artists. But you were that face. You were the one who came in this business and you were doing your thing. Obviously, you were a woman, and people necessarily didn't really give women the credit that they really should have had. But you were strong, you were powerful, and you showed them that I'm here and I know what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna take no mess. But I'm getting to know. So
thank you.
kind of talk to me. Really, just to kind of start off briefly, like talk to me about when you came into the music industry. Everybody knows that E40 is your brother, and the Click, it wasn't just the two of you, it was family. So really talk about coming into this business with your family as well, and what it took for you, to really catapult yourselves to where you were.
Yes, for sure. Thanks for definitely acknowledging the whole family, because it takes the family to build the foundation of us all. So always acknowledging that, and the fact that we're still together. We just don't make a whole lot of group stuff, but we definitely, and we don't make singles out of a lot of our stuff, but we got some good things in the works, which is great. Give you time to do your own individual thing, because we are individuals as well. So the beautiful thing is, I started growing up in church singing. So my grandfather had a church, so that's where my talent started. And as a toddler, I sat on my daddy's lap singing, because my daddy is a musician, blues musician, and he played, blues and jazz, a guitarist, a pianist, and a saxophone, believe it or not. And so growing up, through the years, all my aunts were all musicians, playing the piano, the drums. My aunts was the dresses, the church girls that wore the dresses in church, beating on the drums. And of course,
that was my grandmother my grandmother was
you
an
feel me?
usher.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And so, I was the girl they pushed in front. It was like, you singing today. And I'm like, no,
Mhm.
I gotta sing, you sing it. And so they actually coached me. And so, I was born into it. Never thought I would get into it professionally, but being that I hung out with my brothers, and that was one way of me staying out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's how, I incorporated my space and carved my little spot in the middle of it and created our group, the Click. But before that, I actually had a partner and we had a group called Sugar and Spice. And before that, I was singing in talent shows and singing with Studio Tone, who is our producer, our original producer, and looking to do some work with him. And, so it's just been like I said, I really grew up in it, and I got as very professional in it when I got about 15 and was pulled into it to learn the business and to start, redirecting my skills into that space with just doing stuff with my family that I normally would do, being that I'm the only girl in my family. But also I got 5 brothers and then became the only girl in the group. My brothers and them wanted to make sure that I knew the game. I knew the system. I knew the business. So got off track when I was 16, ended up pregnant, had 2 kids before 17. And after that, I was definitely coached to continue to run my own movement and help build our family record label, Sick With It Records. And to a point where, we co-ventured and got one of the biggest record deals in history with Jive Records. But we originally came in at selling our own independent records because we were coached by my uncle who worked for a record company and learned how to do records, on his own, which was very rare for a Black man to do, to be connected to an independent, independence in this game.
And not to cut in,
Okay.
but I think I think this is where we really acknowledge, one of the key things that people need to realize about, not just you, but just about your family and, obviously the Click, is that Sick With It Records, like you guys were one of the premier groups, like you had your own label,
Yes.
like you created your own label,
Yep.
and Jive Records was like the label to be with, like
later. Yeah. Yeah, we
So,
went gold. We went with we called it ghetto gold because we
yeah,
sold 500,000 units on our own, but no radio play, no
yeah,
Jive Records, no nobody, and was able to make a mark in the game and trailblaze for the movement. We helped a lot of people become successful, our movement, from
mhm.
Master P to, I mean, I can continue to go more on and on and on, giving
I was
people the
gonna,
game.
because I try not to throw the names out there, but I realized that you guys are like the
Mhm.
premier.
Yeah,
You're
the
like
trailblazers, the
you really laid,
trailblazers of independence.
right.
Yes.
You really laid the blueprint.
Yes, we did. And, and still today, which is a blessing because it gives you freedom, and me
Mhm.
as a woman in the game that was raising kids during my career, whom are now, 3.5 decades old, my children, and then grandchildren who are now teenagers. I had to have some flexibility in my schedule. So being able to, to still have a well-rounded experience as a woman and a mother who didn't want to leave her kids with just anybody, who actually wanted to
Absolutely,
raise her kids. So,
absolutely.
yeah, so it really helped me out, which is why today I teach, I'm a coach, I'm a transformation, wellness, and multiple streams expert. And I literally opened up a coaching and development business just for that space to be able to give us some flexibility in our movement, and give ourselves an opportunity to have the freedom that we need, to have a healthy space for ourselves.
And
Yes.
let me make sure to really give you more flowers, because on top of you having 2 children and being in this music industry and everything else that you had to endure in your life, like you have multiple degrees. Like you have, so I mean, you are very well educated. And to me, it's just a lesson to anybody out there who feels like, okay, I've had kids and it's over and I have to stop my life. I have to stop my career. I can't do what I want to do. You have
Yes.
many, many, many things. And I
Yes.
just think it's beautiful. Like the industry, it really didn't get to a place where they really highlighted those women who had children and still continued on with their career until recently.
Yes.
I mean, I think
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
idea in the
Mhm.
mind has always been there that, once you have kids, it's over. And
That's real. Yeah. It's funny you said that. Thank you, first of all. But it definitely, I do hold multiple certifications and degrees. One is a liberal studies AA, a general business AA, a master's in organizational management, a master's in supply chain management, a master's in Christian counseling, a bachelor's in psychology, and two doctorates. One was earned as a humanitarian, and I was given a music doctorate. And so, and I'm aspiring another doctorate, which is a divinity doctorate, but I'm trying to be still long enough to complete that.
right,
Um, so, but
which is
definitely,
hard because when you have things going
yeah,
on, it's hard to sit
yeah,
down. I can attest to
yeah.
that. It's
I
hard to sit.
tell you, yeah, and I'm so happy that I did it a while ago, before it was popular. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to want to do this later. So let me work on this now. And it was during a time fit period when I didn't want to really make music my priority because I didn't like the message and I didn't like what we were willing to do to keep music going, especially in the Black race and in hip hop. So it really gave me some balance and some wellness and health to be able to still stay productive. It's something that I can control and knew I could use in the middle of my movement. You know what I'm saying? While I was figuring out, do I want to continue to move this way or that way, or do I want to get in the middle of that? Which is interesting. And you say that, like you said earlier, a lot of women think it's over. And then, we were all mothers back then. So what they're doing now, showcasing their motherhood, is not new. It's just we were a little more probably modest. We didn't show our stomachs and, hey everybody, we just pregnant, and here, look at our whole bodies, and this and that. We just kind of did it and did it like in stride,
Right.
and so you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So that's what cracks me up when everyone gets credit now, and I'm like, people are just now, this is great.
absolutely.
We've been for years.
Right.
Can us older women get some support? Can we get some love and respect and appreciation?
Absolutely.
How are we gonna get sat down and we're told, because I'm all for ageism activists. I have a problem with the ageism today, how they don't respect and appreciate us older women and how they get in the way of our access, our economic access, and
Uh-huh.
force us into doing other things because of the narrative that this industry is trying to create. And that's that older women or older men don't exist. However, we got a double whammy because the men that are older, they continue to exist and get what they're deserving out of it. But then the older women have a problem. They pick a couple of them and expose them and push them out there and bury us who've been, working just as hard, if not harder, who are very capable, 25 hours in the game, 25 albums, later. And then you put us who got cataloged in a
Right.
box and leave us there. And it's like, hold up, why we got to work 10 times harder? We should
Absolutely.
be
And you have more than catalog. So I'm like you listen. I know fully what you have done in this industry, and then even not even just with you, but you have the Roxanne Shantays, you have the Yo-Yos, and like there's so
Mhm.
many people out there who they just don't and doing amazing work
Yeah.
and just don't get that they don't
Yeah.
get that time after a certain age. You just kind of don't get it.
Yeah, and I know what's behind it, and somebody has to stop. What's behind it is our new media, our new people that come in the game, if they want to just only highlight the youth and say, look, they had their turn, so sit them down. And it's only done in hip hop. That's the sad part.
But let
There's
me
no
tell you
other industry. Come on, there's no other industries that do that. The only industry that does that, and it's so detrimental to the health and the longevity of hip hop, because you have an urban community, you have vulnerable populations, you have marginalized communities that are watching this and being a part, and all you're hearing now is a youthful message with limited real wisdom in it. and this, stems into a conditioning and a programming that lands and becomes a vehicle for those who are our viewers and listeners and fans and youthful and young and inexperienced generations to model behind. And it affects the community. It affects our lineage. It affects our families. It affects our mental, our health. It's really dangerous. And to be able to, to create a space where older people are not respected and appreciated, and especially women who give life, who can handle it, who got that well-rounded boom and can do it on their pinky toes like it ain't nothing and make it look easy. And y'all want to sit us down? Come on now. And that's
Listen,
sad.
we're not sitting y'all down. Let me tell you, I'm sitting over here bursting at the seams because as you talk about the new age media, like that is something that I have been, when I tell you I've been fighting that, and Tangi will tell you that I have been trying my damnedest to get to the people of that time era.
Good job.
Really usher them in to the platforms that I'm doing. And
Good
it's
job.
not the easiest thing to do, but that's
Yeah.
another reason why I'm really
Mhm.
grateful, like for this opportunity to even just to even look at you and speak to you, because it's what I'm trying to do with this platform.
Well,
Um,
thank you. Stand on it because you know
oh,
what?
absolutely,
Because you know what? Eventually, they're gonna need OGs.
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely,
because ain't nobody gonna be able to last doing this. People ain't
absolutely.
gonna live past everybody selling drugs and sex and
Yeah,
foolishness and all this crazy mess that they got in
absolutely,
messaging. Not saying that there's not a space for those people. There is. But there don't limit other people that want to give some real information, some real game, some real wisdom, and some real knowledge so that we can
absolutely,
evolve as a community, us
absolutely,
OGs, you know what I mean, who get it. Let's make the balance, let's bring the balance in this thing. And so it's kind of interesting to be in that space. And that's part of the reason why I started the Her Museum. The Her Museum is a division that I added into the Work and Well Project, which is one of my organizations. And our goal is to, empower women, girls, communities, and vulnerable populations with the tools to be healthy, safe, economically empowered, and inspired, while promoting arts, for health and for healing and for wisdom and for the positive elements that art has been used for. And so in that, a part of that is highlighting the legacies of women, and specifically Black women who are role models, who have helped pave the way in their own neighborhoods and allow them to stay inclusive and to gain access to at least being celebrated, loved, respected, and for their legacy to be shared. You get what I'm
now
saying?
that expands outside of the music industry as well, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, these are women in influential industries. Her museum, there's women in influential industries that are in the film, technology, community, music, and what's the other one? Those are the ones that we highlight the most. And the goal is to, again, showcase these role models, Black women role models, and sometimes just women who serve the Black communities, who actually care. We're not just stuck on the Black, but we prioritize it because we have a limited positive role modelship amongst these outlets, and in these media spaces. And we really need people who are urban, who are brown, who look like us and who can relate to us, even if they don't look like us and they care about us, to be admonished and to be admired and highlighted. You know what I'm saying? So Her Museum represents that whole component. We have exhibitions that are mentor exhibits, mobile exhibits. We have exhibitions that deal with things outside of just the arts, but economics and building skills and the things that are necessary for us to present, where art don't just stop. It doesn't just stop at arts, but it actually gives a well-rounded experience of healthy communities and things that keep us all going. And the Work It Well Project, of course, is the organization. We've been serving vulnerable populations for years, since 2003, but we rebranded in 2019. And so that's a whole nother set of skills and things that we do to, within the workforce development, violence prevention and interruption, again, women and girl empowerment, and different things that seniors, we serve seniors. Our seniors matters to us, so we
Listen,
go
I'm
out.
so I can.
You feel me? Families of children with autism, so we like to go after the underdogs who need that support, need the resources, and deserve to be inclusive. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that's at the Work It Well Project. And again, through the Her Museum outlet, we come everywhere. So we'll come to your city and we can present an exhibit and come and
listen,
highlight what you got going, what y'all areas got going on, so we can get them in front of some folks. You feel
I
me?
absolutely need to work that out and get you
Mhm.
guys here to Cleveland. But then on top of that, like, let me put my own plug in. Like, any way, shape, or form that I can be involved or like help or push it out on my platforms, or like, this is the stuff that needs to be out there.
Right
And
on. I
this is
appreciate it.
the stuff that needs to be out there. And quite frankly, like, when I came into media 23 years ago now, 22 years
Wow.
ago, this is like the type of stuff that I really wanted to do. Like, I wanted to cover the stuff that I felt really mattered, like the stuff that matters in our communities. And
Yes.
obviously, like, I would be lying to you if I said that I didn't love, a lot of the music that's out there and love reality TV and all of that
Mhm.
stuff. But
Mhm.
I just think that there's a disconnect when it comes to the things that really matter to us. And when we're
Yes.
going through pandemic stuff and people are
Yeah.
going through financial crisis and
Yeah.
health issues and
Mhm.
all kinds of
Yeah.
other,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's when
Mhm.
all that other stuff that's out there become null and
Mhm.
void. And it's like, we need to
I
hear about
agree.
the stuff that you talking about. And
The
it's
real stuff. The
yeah,
real stuff that's gonna make us last. The
absolutely,
real stuff in life to keep you alive. Because the way
absolutely,
we going now, if we don't stop this foolishness, if we don't
yeah,
stop glorifying this mess, we're gonna be taken out. And
absolutely,
the black race dismantling us even more and more. We've always been targeted. We've always been the underdog, but we also are good. We're also followers, and we need to learn
yeah,
how to be stronger leaders and understand the difference. Because at the end of the day, these influences that are around us, especially in these popular outlets, it's just business. So
right,
we need to take care of our business. And that's the
absolutely,
problem. Everybody's
absolutely,
following everybody else's business, and we need to take care of
absolutely.
ours. So I'm not mad at these outlets, because you know what? Social media has been a blessing to me. It has
Yeah,
kept me alive, visible. You know what I mean? And even though we built our career not on social media, we built it by showing up and showing out for real. The
that part
only
right
difference
there. That
is
part
you
right
can hide, you feel me? These other outlets, you can hide behind the camera for a minute until it's
Yeah,
time to really make something happen. And
yeah,
you might be in for a minute, but you might fall if you can't hang coming, in the traditional fashion. But
absolutely.
so there's benefit to it, but we need to learn how to work it to our benefit,
Mhm.
technology to our benefit. So we teach, I do a lot of speaking engagements ongoing, bringing people again through economic access, health and wellness transformation, and giving them information to survive and to thrive, and not just survive, but to actually survive and thrive.
Uh-huh.
you know I have books that I've written. I author multiple books that I've written. I have courses, master courses, that people can come and participate in to get some real information. Again, health is wealth and wealth is health. If you ain't got no money, and if you ain't thinking right, living right, eating right, talking right, then all of that ain't gonna matter. It has to have some balance. So I'm really proud of you, for having an outlet that
Thank
wants to
you.
highlight other things, because you know what? That's what makes you great. You know what I
Thank
mean?
thank you
Yeah,
so much. And
yeah, that's
it's
mhm,
I when I tell you I love what I'm doing. And that,
mhm,
that's the key.
mhm,
And obviously, doing anything that you're doing is you have
mhm.
to love it. Um,
Absolutely.
I love
Mhm.
it down to the point I walked from my job to make my own stuff work. And when
That's
you ain't got
right.
a job, it's like, okay, we need to make it work.
That
Um,
part. Yeah.
and I've been in this, by the grace of God for 23 years now. And that the thing that
Right.
I did, I stood strong on what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
Um,
Stay in power.
yeah, I stood strong on what I
Yeah.
wanted to do, and
Hmm.
I just, I want to cover different things. So in that
Yeah.
respect,
Good for you. Hmm.
I grew to a point where I didn't want to work for anybody anymore. I just wanted to
Hmm.
kind of build my own platforms and
Hmm.
that has been a blessing for me. It's
Yes.
afforded me a lot of opportunity and a lot of blessings just in terms of people that I've covered. Uh,
Hmm.
Angela Robinson from the Haves and the Have Nots, she did the cover of my first issue. Uh,
Hmm.
didn't know me from a hole in the wall. So I mean,
Yes.
like
Well,
when people can see your work and they obviously have
mhm.
recommendations of other people and whatnot. It
Yes.
really stands for a lot. So
Absolutely.
love
Yeah.
this opportunity. And again,
Mhm.
ageism in this industry is rampant.
Mhm.
It can be a horrible thing, but it's rampant and it's growing. So how do we get
Yeah.
to the place of reversing that? And
Sure.
obviously making more opportunities for
Mhm.
the OGs and the legends who are out here who are trying to do it, but they can't really get the spotlight because of
Mhm.
technically what sells and what doesn't sell.
Absolutely. Well, what's interesting is although ageism is causes an impact, but those who are implementing or who are a part of the agenda or who works as a vehicle to continue this, they just hurt themselves because we're gonna last,
Yeah,
especially us generals. You know what I mean?
that part
We're
right
gonna
there.
last because in that order, because we know what
Absolutely.
it is. So you're not hurting us, especially us who has taken it and don't get bitter from it, but get better. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? Who's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, okay, you want to put me down? I'm gonna make sure when I show up, I'm gonna rip this stage. Don't let me on your stage. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's gonna get ripped, and you're not just gonna see what you thought you was gonna see. I'm gonna show y'all how you can be diverse, how you ain't gotta be stuck in a box. Cause I sing too, how you don't gotta just be giving everybody what they got. And I'm still you gonna get a show where you ain't heard no cussing, you ain't heard no booty selling, no booty popping, but you're gonna see a sexy, beautiful woman who could still smash like she's 20 years old. You get what I'm saying? And
First of all, we'll take it
and you
back to
go,
recognize. We'll
come
take
on.
it back to the recognized video. I was like, wow, like
Oh
that time,
boy.
like that day and that time, like that was really, really amazing.
You gonna get high and ain't even gotta take no drugs, baby. That's
Right,
what a
right,
G do. A general, honey, you will have sex, baby, and you ain't even gotta take your clothes off, and you gonna be satisfied. How about that? That's what a G do. You feel me?
that part
So,
right there.
so you get what I'm saying. So when we talking ageism, baby, you not hurt nobody but yourself. And the ones that
Absolutely.
agree with that, you gonna lose out, okay? Because we know what it is in that
Listen,
order.
they losing already.
Come
Um,
on.
talk
We'll
about
run,
this.
we'll run circles around you, your
Right,
mama, your
right.
daddy, your sister, your brother, and your teacher, and your dad, and your employer. How about that? However, and I say that humbly, I say that because we're seasoned. So when
Mhm.
they do that, they just block their own blessings. That's
Yeah,
number one. But because people like me care and love people, because I know my calling, we still try to reach out and educate. And we're not going to get stopped because people like me build our own platform. I
that
have
part.
a TV show too of my own. I'm a producer. I don't
And
just
that's the
show up.
way to do it.
I can
That
make it
really,
happen.
yeah,
You get
that
what I'm
really is
saying?
the way to do it. Is to build your own platforms and
That
to
is it. This is
carve
how
your
you
own.
gain it. This is how you give your own self equity and access and equal
That part right there.
opportunities. Okay. Is you and you can't do it without the knowledge. You know what I mean? And I don't mean just book knowledge. I mean with some experience, with you learning how to make it happen, with you doing the right things that only a general know how to do. Whereas, privileges will come, opportunity will come, and things will work out. So at the end of the day, the resolution is is um is creating your own, be in that position, give your own self access. And I just so happen to be through my platforms, through my organization, through my enterprise divisions, through my school, because I own an academy as well, a coaching and development academy in a school. And I just so happen to give other people access too by giving them the information that they need to survive, those who got enough sense, to
Right.
want to learn.
Yeah, not just anybody.
Well, those who actually want to, because these days people think they got it all together. They don't need no information. They're going by
Absolutely.
they're going by what they see on the internet and on TV.
And that's
You
a
know what I
lot of
mean?
problem with like today is that
Yeah.
a lot of the artists they don't. I mean, it's unfortunate and
Mm-hmm.
sad to say, but a lot of the artists they really don't. They really don't want that advice and for
Mm-hmm. You can't tell them nothing. Yeah. And that's why a lot of them, unfortunately, with money and all, they crash. They crash and burn,
Yeah.
so, and they're not here anymore. And they in for a second, they get used and showcased,
Hmm.
and exploited, and then it's over. And then what do you do from there?
Yeah.
But us who's around and still lasting, we gonna last. We here. We got staying power. We know what it is. That's why I say
Absolutely.
it just hurts the community. It hurts. They hurt themselves. So definitely the solution is get your own, do your own, get with people like myself and others who are willing to share. You know what I mean? That's why I'm a coach. That's why I'm an expert. That's why, I do what I do, is because, this is our job here on earth. When you actually understand your purpose and you care about people like yourself and many others who are just like me, and get around people who's on the same page and appreciate that. And I noticed that, don't just go, don't just when you do come, when these youngsters, younger people, younger generation come and get information, don't just come and take it and run. Come and take it and give back and partner with us. That's one of the things that will help stop ageism. Don't take the information and run. Take the information and work with us, partner with us. You know what I mean? And then that'll kind of get other younger people to see, oh, these people got it and they're the ones. Okay, so maybe they are important. So there's different ways that, and different things that we could do to kind of combat it, or at least to, continue to stay inclusive and not allow it to take us, off the map. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I'm
Yeah.
one. I'm one who has always said that everything happens in God's timing and when it's supposed to. And I think there's full on purpose in everything that you're doing really coming to the forefront now at the 50th anniversary of hip hop. I think it's beautiful, and so many people paying attention to, obviously
Yes,
the 50th anniversary. It-
absolutely. Thank you. 36 years in this game. And believe it or not, I've been having this conversation, my brother, for 24 years.
yeah,
In 2000, I seen where it was going.
yeah,
I became a lot more vocal about it, probably about, I would say, 10 years ago. And I started implementing what it was going to take for me to do what I'm doing now about 15 years ago. Because I know the first thing people say, well, where's she been? What's she been doing? Honey, look me up, Google me. I'm 25 albums in. You can find all my music on streaming. Well, what's she talking about now? Why all of a sudden, honey, Google me once again. You'll see I've been having the same conversation. This is what we having right now, the same conversation. Seen it before, seen it, been there, done it, and know how it started and know how it could end. You know what I'm saying? If we wanted to end, and so that's why I support leaders. And that's why I try to create leaders and have leaders, conversations, leadership trainings, leadership motivation and inspiration, and get them in position so they can stand up, young and older. I'm really blessed because the younger generation love me because I have youth programs and I have girl programs and I have young women's programs. I have parents programs. And again, we impact the seniors, not just with the seniors that, that just want to sit around, but we want to get you motivated too, seniors. We want you to get up, get yourself inclusive, don't let them put you to sleep. You know what I mean? Get motivated. I'm really proud of my mom. At one point, people her age was saying, oh, I'm not going to get online. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get caught up in this. Now I hear them saying, I want to learn. I hear them saying, I want to learn because I want to be a part. If you
they
want
are.
to be, come on,
When
you
I
got
tell
to
you
do
my mother is 71,
it.
and
Mm-hmm.
she damn near could tell you more than I could tell you about the
Come
iPhone
on.
and the MacBook, and
Yeah.
they are doing.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, and the ones that are not, we got to get them on board because,
Yeah.
if you want to stay connected to your grandchildren, you want to stay connected to,
Mhm.
to these generations, you want to stand again, you want to not be insecure because you are out of touch. We got to stay in touch, So as a almost senior myself, I'm preparing seniors. I'm like, look, let's rock. I got a young grandmothers club. So if you some grandmothers out there that want to be in my club, hit me up, inbox me, okay? Because I got some work for you to do. You know what I mean? You
Absolutely.
grandmothers, we get you 55 and up seniors. Come on, holla at me. Let's get you going too. You youngins, y'all want to get down? Let's get down. You know what I mean? Be ready to hear what's real. It might hurt, but it's real. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it's done
But
with
we
love.
need that. But we
Mhm,
need that truth though. Like we
mhm,
need that truth.
mhm.
Now you say you do travel around and you do exhibitions and things like that.
Absolutely. They call me the big mama of hip hop. That's what I call myself. Hip hop 50th needs to grow up. It's time for hip hop to grow up. If you 50,
And I like how you said make the next 50 better. Or,
let's make that next 50 work out where we can build and evolve and elevate, and we can become more of the leaders that we were called to be, and not following, and helping to disintegrate our own communities.
Absolutely. I love this. It's interesting because Tangi will tell you that I'm constantly creating new platforms and doing new podcasts and all that kind of stuff. And I've been putting this podcast together called The Bucket List. So it's basically the people who I have wanted to talk to, like people I wanted to talk to, people I feel who were, they had something to do with me getting into this business. So I have like the first little mini season where I had 5 people that, if it were not for something specific that they did, I would not be in this. So
Yes.
actually, I've kind of done like, how they do the BET award and all that stuff. So I've actually gone and got awards made. And
Awesome.
now I'm reaching out to these celebrities or to their teams and whatnot to try to set up something.
Yes.
Virtually present them with that. And then obviously,
good for you.
And that sort of thing. But just to speak in general of that project that I'm putting together, it's funny how God works things out, because you, Be Legit, and E40 were on my list. So I don't know how it came about, but Tangi just reached out to me and she said,
"Wow,
I got Suga-T," and I'm like, "Send them." Like, listen, send them.
Wow, divine order. You know what's so crazy? Yeah. Bila just called me just now, literally. Literally, just now when I was talking to you. He just called me.
Like, this is truly a blessing. I had a chance to check out Do It Like Me too, which I as soon as I saw it, I'm like, damn, like, she not playing. Like
you want to say hi to Bila real quick? Say hi to James. He on the Ohio podcast. He just mentioned your name and you had just called. Say hi to him.
How you doing, man?
All good. All good.
Hey, listen, man, all I can say to you is thank you. Thank you for everything you have done in this business, in this industry. Like, I would not be here if it were not for you, if it were not for Suga-T, if it were not for E40. Like, I appreciate y'all. Like, it's like y'all are family to me. And y'all, I know y'all don't know me, but listen, man, I appreciate you guys. And if I can't say nothing else, just thank you.
And it's all good. We got D-Shot on the line too.
D-Shot on there too?
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Say what's up to Shot. Look at there. God
how you
bless
doing,
you.
Man? Listen, I same thing I just said to B. I appreciate you. I would not be in this business and in this industry if it were not for the work that you guys did. 95 when Hurricane, and like, I would not be here. I appreciate you guys. Like, you guys got me through some tough moments, and I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's all good. Yeah.
So I'm gonna call y'all back in a minute. We coming with something nice together. Okay, I hit y'all back. Okay. Bye-bye.
So talk a little bit about you doing Do It Like Me.
Right on. So Do It Like Me. I have a hard time recording music because I just refuse to make the music that they make today. I feel like you gotta stay authentic. I
refuse to listen to a lot of it, so I get it. I'm still like Hurricane and like all of the music of that era is my playlist. Like, that's what I'm playing in my car.
And that's why you're wise, because you got balance. And, everybody sound the same. Everyone's doing the same kind of messaging. And so it's very difficult. It was very difficult for me to continue to write. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to continue to do me. So Do It Like Me is, look, you want to do it like me? This what it is. I bet you can't do it like me, because you might, that part. And I want, and I do it not just because I'm talking about me, but I want the people to be strong and authentic in their space and understand that they're important too. So, that's why I say, step, kick, swing, dip. I bet you can't do it like me, meaning that however you got to move, it's about movement and dance and height. You know what I mean? So, when I say, when I think the first one is, but you can't do it like me. How does it start off? Let me think. I can't even think. Oh, when I say put your fists in the air and keep it
Okay,
G,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That means, be good with where we at, keep it G, keep it real,
Absolutely.
it's good.
And
So
you
when
just
I wrote the,
no, I was just gonna say, like, I think it's really a testament just to doing you.
mhm.
Just doing you, and standing by, what you want to do in life.
And on your principles,
Absolutely.
James. And the crazy part is, I said, you know what? If I only have 10,000 fans, even though I've sold millions, I got platinums, thank God. Matter of fact, I got a new platinum by J. Cole. That was one of the recent ones. And then I'm so bad with names. What is his name? One of the other ones just used one of my tracks. One of the
Yeah.
what is I can't think of his name okay, but it's gonna come up
But
to
like,
me
how,
eventually.
how does that feel for how does that feel for today's artists, now 25, 30 plus years later, to really be going back and like pulling your music to feature in theirs? Like, what does that feel like?
You know what? It's an honor, and let me tell you why. Because I'm not on no hype stuff. I haven't broke my neck, said, oh my God, I'm going to stand in front of the camera and make myself the biggest rapper or singer and this and that. So for them to dig into the roots, even though I've made impact, you know how they say I'm little, but I got big bite,
Right.
So, I'm independent by choice, by choice. I can go sign with any label I want to if I wanted to. Been with Jive purposely, got in a joint ventured for that purpose to keep my independence. You get what I'm saying? Had the best of both worlds, independent and commercial.
Mhm.
So, but at the end of the day, to be able to see somebody do that just let me know how real it is, because one thing we did is we built an authentic fan base across the world,
Absolutely.
across the nation, worldwide. So those who follow me, especially me, and I ain't hype branded, and it's an artist or it's just even a fan, I'm so appreciative because that just let me know, even though they might have fell off track and got into the hype for a minute, that was good for them because they probably went over there and was like, okay, this is enough of this. Let me get back over here where somewhere I can really get some real stuff going on here. You get what I'm saying? They came back to balance. And then some never went away. They never went for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's a blessing and it's an honor. That's the way I
Yeah.
feel about it.
And
Yeah.
really, just to reiterate that, like, you got your fan base, like you had that built before you went to the majors. Like,
Yes.
you had your fan
Yeah.
base intact already, and it's not many artists who can push as many records as you guys did by
Yeah.
yourself.
And
With
showing up.
yeah,
We didn't get to hide behind the screen and then show up, after we created a fan base online and gave whatever narrative to get the buy-in. We
right.
didn't get our hype off of controversy and fighting and causing these beefs and getting, eyeballs on us and this and that. We authentically showed up, sold records out the car. That's why when I hear these artists saying how they sold records out the trunk, the newer, over the past 10 years, and I hear them saying stuff like that. It makes me feel good, but it also makes me say, okay, this ain't new. Everything that everybody's doing now is old to us because we've
Yeah,
already done it. You get what I'm saying? And so,
I would love,
and if
I
you
would
don't,
love to see something. It would be and this is probably just my mind and the nostalgia and all that type of stuff, but I would love to see something where there were like kind of all of these leaders of, these female
Mhm.
leaders of the
Mhm.
entertainment business, for all these years, really coming together and doing
Mhm.
something. So
Yeah, it's I would love to see it too. It doesn't happen too often. There's a
right.
lot of confusion, there's a lot of gangs and separate groups and a lot of politics amongst us
I'm
older
sure. I'm
women.
sure.
They go and grab one set of people and then they'll come over here to the West Coast and go to LA and grab the artists in LA and then call it, and then that's like the suffice for, okay, we got the West Coast in it too. They grab one person that they want to highlight, the Bay, we have been innovators, Oakland 357, Mystic, the Conscious Daughters, myself. It's not a whole lot of us,
And the
but
Conscious Daughters, it's funny.
mhm,
I never knew much about them until they did
mhm.
something with Bone Thugs, because Bone Thugs are from here. So,
Yeah,
but
wow,
yeah,
yeah,
Conscious
yeah.
Daughters.
Yep. And I think it makes what happens as the older women, because we've been made to have to survive so long, it's difficult, I think, for the older women to come together. They get territorial because they're
Right.
still trying to keep themselves going,
Absolutely.
and I blame that on the brothers, in the
Oh yeah.
industry, because the brothers need to be more supportive, and and they need to be more open about highlighting us. So then, us who have been a part of their movement, so that, we can unfortunately continue to be inclusive, because sometimes it's harder for the older generation of women to get into outlets that, mainstream is pulling for, after being buried under these newer artists brands.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So even though we got platinum, like myself, I'm gonna speak on myself, platinums, golds, innovative, fan base worldwide. Sometimes, everybody getting this notion of, well, what have they done now? Plenty. I got 25 albums. I'm about to release
right.
in January. Oh, because
Right.
it's not platinum or gold, or it's not caught up in the hype. That means it's not nothing. But what about all the golds and platinums I already got, boo?
Absolutely.
I got at least 20 of them. If it ain't a soundtrack, it's a feature. If it ain't a feature, it's something I've done and placed. If it ain't that, it's my group. I'm sitting on golds and platinums all day long.
Absolutely.
So, why do I have to keep saying, what's new? What's new? Why can't you stay authentic? How about you hold on and be loyal? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to encourage my people to be. Y'all got to be loyal, because y'all gonna get bamboozled every time. They're gonna come and put some foolishness in your face, some AI, image, some kind of movement that they want to get done in their agenda, and then they're gonna get their agenda done, and it's okay, because they're doing their job. But we got to do our job. See, that's their job, the entertainment, to figure out how to get money and how to keep their business going, and it's driven by the people. So at the end of the day, we got to stand up. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to see in Hip Hop 50th also. I want to see people learn to be authentic. Listen to your generals. Appreciate your elders. It trips me out to see these messages on a lot of these social media outlets, and I hear older people talking about something. I look in the comments, because I live to dive in the comments. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I just let the comments just be my entertainment.
Yeah.
And I'll just be surprised when I see how many people be saying, oh, you need to sit your old butt down. Or look at, I can't believe that they say stuff like that. And you know what? It don't even be my business. They don't even be talking about me most of the time. Right. And I just say something on the comment, and I'll be like, honey, you better hope you live to be old enough. You better live that you live to be old and be able to sit your old down.
A lot of them are not living. They're not living that long because, of society.
That part. And because of that type of behavior, because then that's what you do. You don't respect the elders. And guess what? You're going to be limited real game, because we got the game, baby. We have the real game. We're not living off of social media. We're not living off what's being shown. There is the social media presence in different types of content that come through there is made because that's what it's made to do, to sell you. We're not trying to sell you. We don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want to see that movement, transition, and especially transform for the community, so we can be stronger, and I believe it can happen with people like you and me and many others who standing up for something. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree to that. Your 25th album, Eris I Am is called?
Yes, Eris I Am. Do it like me. I bet you can't do it like me. When I step in the place, the space be way up. Laced on the case because the game is straight up. Give me 10 feet when I got the mic. Suga-T, I keep it rocking like Dolomite. Game up. It's time to play ball. Way up. And I'm an all-star. I paid the cost to beat the boss. Game is tall like Nina Ross. Let's get it in. Yeah, it's a real one on the set. Let's get it in. Hip hop made West. I keep it pimping in the parking lot. The hottest girl on the block, and I ain't gonna stop. That part.
Listen, that part right there. And listen, you got me blushing over here. I'm like, Jesus. Now, I think it's really amazing to see just your entire trajectory. Like it's beautiful, and I want to be a part of whatever I can be a part of. So we'll talk about all of that.
Thank you.
What's to come now that, obviously we're in the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and, everything that you just talked about, what is next?
Well, I'm releasing a hip hop. I had to find the beauty in hip hop, my brother, because it wasn't beautiful to me. because I don't get excited with seeing booty popping and my sisters on stage looking like that's all they got to offer. It affects us all, and so but it's not my business. You feel me? Even though it's my business, but it's not my business. It's my business because I'm a big mama of hip hop. I don't want to see you naked. I don't want to see everything that you, every move you make. It's about your sex and your booty and your fake body, and you going and feeling like you're not fitting in or you're not inclusive because you're just being authentically you. I want to see you love you. I want to see you stand up for something and be different from what's being presented to you as a popular thing. I want to see you lead. You get what I'm saying? So I know that that's a part of me that kind of pulls back, and it's a trauma for me to watch it as a big mama. You feel me? And as a trailblazer of hip hop, and as someone who's so well-rounded, if you don't feel like you got a talent, I could pull a talent out of you and let you see your talent. You get what I'm saying? I could take you and brush you up and off your wings, and you'll be flying by the time I'm done with you. That's the gift that God gave me.
Yeah.
But because it hurts to see it, I had to find the beauty in hip hop. And so what I did was I started a beauty line. So it's the Hip Hop Diamond collection, and I'm releasing it actually on my birthday, December the 23rd. It's going to be a release, and I'm dedicating the proceeds to support moms of children with autism. So here and out, they'll be able to get a hold of that hip hop beauty collection, where we highlight the diamond in you while helping you find the beauty of hip hop.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. How can people get involved in, obviously your organizations and everything that you have going on?
They could just follow me, Suga-T, in my inbox. Just follow me. The thing is up there. Follow at Suga-T on Instagram. Facebook, they stole my Facebook. So if you see one of the Facebooks that say Suga-T, it's got the Mexican cartel look on it, that's not me. The one that you see on Instagram, Suga-T, and that's Sugar_T_, it'll say the Suga-T official, that's me. I have a hat on, and you can also see the Suga-T _official, all of it, Suga-T official. You only go with Suga-T official anywhere you go, okay? And that's Suga-T, and you can follow me. And if you need information, I'll inbox you. I'll let you know about our master course. I'll let you know about the new beauty line. I'll give you a link, and I'm actually giving a birthday bash, giving back event online where everyone can have access to it on the 23rd of December this year. I hate to outdate your podcast, but hopefully you can cut this out. No, we have it for the moment.
It's all good. I promise it's all good. And I'll be on that party too. So
okay. I want you to share it too. Get people inbox and share it. Let's partner.
Listen,
I appreciate you.
Send me what I need. I will get it out there. I'll get it across all my platforms, and my co-host, because once we actually do run this video, it'll run on our podcast, which is called Transcending the Culture. So we bring people on who we feel are building and elevating this culture, which is why
I love the name.
Which is why I purposely put this on that platform, so that when we run it, it'll run.
I love that name. I love that name. Good job.
Any kind of final words? Anything that you really want to get out there?
You know what? No, I think I've said enough. And, I said it, coming from hip hop, the big mama hip hop 50th. I'm looking for us all to grow up. And I'm looking for this, us as a people to come together and stand up and be leaders, And this is not because we're against industry, we're against media, we're against anybody, but we're just doing what we should do. And that's being strong and being leaders like we were called to be, and do our part because everybody else is doing their part. That part.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I thank everybody for following me all these years. And I thank you for having me, and looking forward to continuing to build and keep up the great work.
Thank you so much.